Good morning, welcome to another video. Leaving Wanaka this morning, we've been for a day or so, climbing mountains, taking photographs of trees in the middle of lakes, and heading off to Milford Sound today down Milford Sound Road. It's about a 5 hour drive, but apparently it's supposed to be this most stunning route in New Zealand, so I might never get there. I might stop off and stop off and stop off and stop off to take photographs, but it'll be all good. I'm looking forward to it actually. Going off to Milford Sound to take the Fjordland and Mitre Peak, which is just majestic. So really looking forward to this, always wanted to go. We'll keep you posted along the way. I've taken so many photographs I need new data cards, so often here to get some SD cards for the camera.
So it takes it down to 41 to make it.
Look at the view from the car park. This is from the car park of a shopping centre. It's just a river. Look at this. Driven for a couple of hours. We're not far away, we're about 40 kilometres away, and the sky's still looking pretty hopeful. So what we've got here is we've got some very light, I'll show you, very light covering of cloud cover up the top here. So these clouds are actually really thin, and these are the things that will catch the light when we get a sunset. So quite hopeful, looking forward to it, and not far to go. Okay. 4 hours later, finally arrived at Milford Sound. I'm actually just blown away. Stopped quite a few times to look at scene after scene, and just speechless. The place is just, I don't know, it's just magnificent. It's, words don't really describe it, neither do photographs. But this is at the south end of Milford Sound, which is the Fjordland, which I'm going to take a photograph of when the sun sets. This is going to be pretty nice actually. I think that maybe in the next half hour we'll get some lovely colours. Sun's still quite strong in the west, and that might create us a few problems, but I think once I'm going to go a little bit of scope and see if I can find a place to set up. This is a really well photographed scene, so the trick I've got is trying to make it a little bit different. Don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to have a bloody good try. Okay, so it's about 10:30 at night, first night in Milford Sound. I'm really glad I got that sunset shot there tonight. It was quite nice, and it's I was one of the last ones standing when the colour finally arrived. I've met a dedicated group though from Te Anau Photography Club, from the camera club down there, and they're going out tonight to take star trails, so they've asked me to come along. I'm going to decline because it's not something I do. I've never tried it before, and they seem to know exactly what they're doing, so they're going out to take star trails Milky Way and lighting up some wire wool for special effects. I will, however, head out for maybe 10 minutes. I'll wait for the moon to go down and have a look at going out at 2 o'clock in the morning when they cast this out the sky to take advantage of all these stars that are in New Zealand's sky. New Zealand's quite well known for lots of stars in the evening sky, and it's very clear tonight because it's frosty and there's no clouds. So I'll set out there, I'll try my first ever one, bit of a lottery. I don't know how I'm going to get on because I've never done it before, so you'll be there as I take my first ever astro shot. I'll see you about 2 in the morning. Okay, so this is my first ever attempt at star photography. Never done this before, so first things first, I have to find the star to get my focus point. So live view is on and I'm focusing in. There's a star right in the middle there. That's my focus set. So there's a mountain off to the right hand side that I'm going to try and catch. It's got beautiful white snow on it and it's just picking up some of the light from the sky. If I can frame this up, I'll do a vertical, and it's a bit of a random because I can't actually see what I'm framing up here. So this might work, it might not. I'll have a better idea when I'm done. Now I'm going to do a 20-minute exposure at 4.5, and with this lens that should give me some lovely star trails in the sky, and it's either the Earth spinning round or the stars passing. I don't know how it works. I must say I haven't done this before, and this might work, might not, but I'm going to see how my first ever attempt gets on. Let's have a shot. I don't know if you can see this, but woken this morning and there's actually such a Kia parrot on the mirror of the camper van, and he's actually trying to get in. He's trying to open the window. Welcome to New Zealand. We've got a Kia parrot. We've got a bloody kiwi in the car park at Milford Sound. That's rare enough. That's incredible. To see them both together is just amazing. They're beautiful birds. So other than being woken by a Kia on the wing mirror and the roof of the camper van, they're massive. This morning we've woken to some cloud, which is disappointing because it might not give us the colour we were looking for on Mitre Peak. But Mitre Peak's quite moody today because we've got some cloud just on the top of it, and it will be what it is. We might not get the colour on the peak, but we might get some colour in the sky because there is some quite strong light off to the east where the sun comes up. That's the thing with photography, there is no guarantees. It will be what it is, and we'll see what we can get this morning. I'm going to go looking for my spot just to see if I can set up nice and early to get the best spot. So I'm just walking to where I think I'm going to set up this morning. A bit of a rookie mistake this morning, spending too long photographing these birds. We're still in time though. I've only got a couple of minutes to go. Now this will probably be a longer lump, some distance away this morning, so this might be up to 160mm lens that I'll take, but again everything will be in manual, everything will be at f11 manually focused. Now I very rarely take things twice at the same location, but I'm doing it today to try and show the difference between when the sun goes down that side and when the sun rises up this side, how it affects the light and the light quality. So it's a messy scene this morning because we've got so much debris in the sea. It's not the best, but again it is exactly what it is. I'll see what I can do with it. So I've set up and I'm actually just waiting now on the light, but looking at the time, I don't know if we're actually going to get anything today. Now, there was some pink in the sky up behind me this morning, which should have meant that the pink and the colours carried on across this way, but I think there's obviously clouds that are obstructing the sun on the eastern horizon, which is going to stop this coming through. So this is maybe a wee bit blur, but what I'll do is I'll wait for a little bit to see if we can get any colour at all. Whilst it's disappointing, nothing I can do about it, and I'll maybe try a long exposure to try and get the clouds moving. So there are clouds, there's not much wind, so I might need something like a minute to get something moving, but I'll see what I can get. Now, despite the place itself being beautiful, I'm just not getting inspired by that today. The light's not maybe what it could be. So I'm just off to try and find another spot down into a gully here that'll give some texture and some pebbles and some grasses in the foreground, with a very horrible looking leading line down towards the water. And I'll put on the 6 of the 10 stop to try and slow things down, because there's absolutely no colour up in there this morning, which is disappointing. I'm really glad I took that shot last night. That's one thing to take away from this, is never miss an opportunity, always take that shot. It's pretty majestic though. It's nice. So I have the intervalometer on, and I have a 10 stop square ND filter on with the polarizer. So I'm just doing some light meter tests just now at f11, and I think I'll probably go, I took a quick one at 30 seconds and I'm about 2-3 stops under, so I might have to go to 1 minute would be an extra stop, 2 minute will be 2 stops, so I'll try 2 minute exposure panel. And I've just got to watch this really bright area over here that we don't clip the highlights here, so I want to try and keep the shot underexposed so that I don't lose the detail there and I left the shadows. So that's 2 minutes up, take this off. Still far too dark, so I'm going to go to f9 and increase this to about 2 minutes, maybe 2 minutes 30 at f9, which should give me another stop and a half. The clouds are moving from the top right down to the bottom left across diagonally, but it's very, very slow. Actually, the wind's changed, it's now moving right to left. We'll see how we get on with this test. See if I get the f9, 2.5 minutes being the right exposure for each panel. So it's an exposure time of 2 minutes and 45. Take this off and see what we get. Now that's probably right. Now this place is a bit bizarre because we've got long after sunrise, there's some oranges appeared in the sky that you'll maybe see up there. It's not consistent, and we'll probably not have it for very long. It's not very strong, but it's better than everything being grey. So looking up at the peak, there's actually sunlight starting to come through on the peaks up the top here. So once I take this last panel, I'll maybe take the lens off and try and catch some of the sunlight bouncing off the rocks. Ten stop reduction filter is off, so I have to recalculate. So I was at 2 minutes, call it a minute, 30 seconds, 15 seconds, 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 4 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, half a second, quarter of a second, eighth of a second. So I'm going to reset up and we'll go to an eighth of a second at f11. Just take a shot to meter it. That's what we've ended up with, so I'm actually quite happy with that. So 1/8 of a second it is, f11, and I'll be able to tease out the details that I can't yet see. So time for a little bit of technical photography here. We can see the light is shining here because the sun is coming in at that angle here through a gap that's in the clouds to the east. But because the clouds are moving this way, I'm hoping that that gap that's sitting over here that's shining on that mountain is going to move back this way, which will allow the sun to start tracking through that gap and hit this peak up here. So now it's a waiting game. So I've taken these ones, I've taken these mountains with the light on, but I'm just going to wait. It may work, it may not, but if we can see over here, we've actually got the light starting to come through. So the cloud has obviously got a hole in it, but the cloud hole is just a little bit too low. That's not allowing me to light this stuff up here. But if I wait just a few minutes to see what I've got, because I've got the shot on the right, and now I've just got to finish it off the shots on the left. Waiting game, bit of a lottery, take your chances. So the maths have worked out, and we've got shaft of light now just in the ridge line of the mountain on the left, which is exactly what I was hoping it would do. So time to take my third shot. Hang on, it's getting stronger and stronger, so it's just a waiting game to make sure that we get it as strong as we can. But it's going to disappear very, very quick, so I have to be very careful that I don't miss it. I'm taking it. Boom. That's the image. And then we'll spin this off to the left. Take this final shot. And we're done. We're done. I'm a little bit happier now, so breakfast time.
Get in to get things, they let go and they can't get in. So two of them will turn up and one will lift the top and one will go in and get the rubbish out, climb out, and then they'll swap over and lift it up, and it's just a natural thing, you know, they really got to work and play it.
In the morning when I wake and the sun is coming through, oh, you fill my lungs with sweetness and you fill my head with you. Can I take it to a moment where the fields are painted gold?
Now that's me about 40 minutes outside Milford Sound. It's quite a place, it's just beautiful. Ended up taking two really nice photographs there, both in completely different light conditions. The one this morning I had to change tack quite quickly, quite radically. I was originally exposing for a 2-minute exposure, ended up taking the ND filter off because the light hit the mountaintops, ended up with 1/8 of 1 second. Now they do say that if you don't like your view in New Zealand, you simply turn around. So this is the view behind me. It's just incredible. Going to head back in. We've got about a 3 hours drive left back to get back to semi-civilization. Outside, the car tells me that it's 7 degrees, but I don't believe that. I'm wearing one puffer jacket, two puffer jacket, and a couple of layers underneath that. 7 degrees, so you need to keep warm when you're out in the elements taking photos. Fingertips get really cold, tripod's cold, camera's cold, and your fingertips lose their dexterity, so keep warm, wrap up. Until next time, see where we end up. Thanks for watching. Cheerio. Weather seal. When this is horrendous.
Dream a little dream in my little corner. Tonight